It's the Morgan Shinlever Show.
Bulldog fans, let me introduce you to your auto sponsor, Beatty Chevrolet. What vehicle would you like to trade into in the next few months? Let's start looking for it now. I'm going to show you how. Go to BeattyChevrolet.com and click Contact Beatty Chevrolet. Tell them what you want. The friendly staff will keep you updated on what they find. They won't fill your inbox with junk. This is business the way it ought to be done. That's the Beatty Chevrolet way. Visit Beatty Chevrolet online right now.
Well, welcome again to the Morgan Shinlever Show. I'm Victor Lee, and we're talking football after Week 4, 2-2 record. Coach, what have you learned about your team?
We're a very resilient football team. We're learning to handle adversity better. We came back in and had 2 great days of practice this week, so that shows that we have a lot of character when it comes to football. And as I was telling the guys yesterday, football doesn't build character, it reveals it. And that's something very encouraging to see as a football coach, and I'm looking forward to getting back into district play this week.
Okay. Now, tactically, what are you seeing about your team? What are you doing well that you like on the field, and what are some things you think have to get better?
Well, our defensive front's playing really well right now. We limited Fairview to only 64 yards rushing, which is a pretty big stat considering that was a running football team. So I'm very pleased with how the defensive line and the linebackers are playing. On the offensive side of the ball, receivers are continuing to grow and improve. We've had some new faces show up amongst the receiver corps. And our offensive line, for them to be young, is really starting to become a very positive force for us. And if we can continue to grow those guys over the next few weeks and get further into district play with them, continue to improve, that's going to set us up for some success.
You have 2 pretty scary defensive ends. I mean, Ramonda, Cole and I say Ramonda Robinson's name. We like saying Ramonda, so we say it a lot. But we're saying it a lot because he's tackling a lot of people. But your ends with Tyler also, you're very quick out there.
We've got 2 guys at end that are very mobile. They can bend and spill, chase things down from behind. They cause a lot of mismatch problems, especially for a slow-footed offensive lineman. So I think as the season goes on, those guys are going to become more and more of a force, and just get used to calling their names, I believe, especially when we play heavy passing teams like this past Friday. Good thing is Ramonda's got a good football name. So
yes, he does.
It's fun to say that one.
All right, good. And now offensive line, you made a couple of adjustments during the ball game.
Yes.
It looked like maybe you had your set after that a little bit more in order. Do you feel like you've got 5 in the order you want them that can work for you?
We pretty much, I think, have identified who our 5 guys are up front, but at the same time, the offensive line's a unit that you must have 1 or 2 guys that can come in and fill in spots throughout the game, just like you would on the defensive side of the ball. So, if those guys are ready when their number's called and they get the opportunity, we can't afford to miss a beat, and so hopefully we'll continue to grow those individuals and them to be continuing to contribute to us on the offensive line.
Sure. Second district game at William Blunt, 3rd straight week on television, and so that's exciting. Good exposure for the program. Want to get a win out of it, I know.
Yes.
Talk about their team. It's a district game, so that's vital to get a win. And what do they do well?
William Blunt throws the football well. That's one thing that they had a lot of success with against Dobbins Bennett. Heritage was able to limit them a little bit more on that. They still had some big plays they were able to do. But we've got to limit number 27. He's probably their top receiver, tall kid, got good hands. If it's anywhere in the area, he usually comes down with it. Number 2 is their quarterback. He's pretty mobile, athletic kid, and he's not afraid to throw the ball downfield. In my opinion, maybe he's a little too brave sometimes. So hopefully our secondary will take advantage of that. And then running the ball wise, number 24. He's a big, heavy, lumbersome runner. He's the type of guy that, if you give him, 3 or 4 yards of pop, they're going to be pleased with it. So we got to make sure we're hitting him at the line of scrimmage, if not behind it. But if we can keep those 3 key players for them in check from a defensive standpoint, we're going to be in a very good position to come out with a W for a district game. That's saying if our offense can show back up and put points up.
How'd you feel your freshman quarterback played?
For a freshman, I think he's maybe surprised some people as coaches. It was one of those things where we saw a lot of progression. We were pleased with what he did because he was able to go out there and execute very productively on a big platform, big stage. And if we can get him to clean up some of those things that he did that he struggled with, but at the same time add to the strengths that he has, then he's going to be very vital in our success.
Right. Now, so far, your home games, they were packed out. You absolutely packed this place totally.
Yes.
Traveled well to Farragut, as you would well expect, and traveled well overall, so you need a big turnout this week.
Yeah, and I think we will. There's a lot of people that are very excited about Bearden Bulldog football right now. William Blount, being in Blount County, which is, it's a football county. They love their football out there, and they've got a good fan base and support, and it's the WBR game of the week, so I anticipate us being in front of another large crowd, and that's good because as the season goes on, you want to be playing in front of larger and larger crowds because that means you're having quite a bit of a productive season.
Great. We're looking for a resilient team this Friday and a victory in District 6A.
Absolutely.
All right.
Thank you.
Thank you.